no time will anybody put anybody on their shoulders. Adults, no little guys on your shoulders. Come forward. Your first reaction when firing a flamethrower will be to step backwards. The heat will be absolutely intense. It would not be unusual for someone to wet their pants or to have people lose their hair on their arms or their eyebrows. You understand the risk. If you have a problem with that, raise your hand and you may leave. This will be hot. I see no hands, so we all understand the risk. Okay. Those of you folks with cameras, when the flamethrower is fired, you will see a small fireball develop. Don't take the picture. Give it a second. Let the fireball develop. Get on the speaker there. Let the fireball develop to its at full length. That's when you do your Kodak moment. The next thing that will happen is that fireball will develop into a huge smoke cloud. Let it build up and get real big and fire away with your cameras. You may take flash outside, okay? But be advised, in the museum, absolutely under no circumstances will any flash be tolerated. We see flash, we confiscate camera for the day. It destroys the collection. We cannot have any destruction. Bear with us. We're trying to make sure the collection is here for your children. We have a mannequin we're going to torch. I assume most of you saw this already this morning when we did it. This is our flammable Fred. Everyone likes to watch him get incinerated. It will be terrifying. I give you fair warning. This is not for everybody. If you've ever seen the World War II pictures of Japanese soldiers in their bunkers, the only way they got them out was to incinerate them. This is not being done for fun and giggles. This is to show you how horrible, terrifying war is. That flammable Fred will be totally incinerated. Have your cameras. You'll burn for a while. At the completion of the firing of the flamethrower, Charlie Hobson, foremost flamethrower guru in the whole world, Charlie will be dumping the excess fuel in the flamethrower. It means a dry fire. It'll be firing fuel but no flame. That tends to make a big cloud of mist that'll probably get all over you. You're on the line, you take the risk, right? A lot of times you go home smelling like fuel. If you have any questions for Charlie later on in the day, don't do it out here. We go inside, we do the next activity. He'll be around all day at this table to answer any of your questions. So first demonstration we have here today right now will be flamethrower. We'll do ignition, flammable Fred. Then we'll bring you inside and we're going to do catch the cannonball. For those of you who are new for this time this afternoon, catch the cannonballs. We're going to take you all in the building and gather up, not that far inside the building, okay? The whole pile of you. And I want all the kids lining up facing that way. And we're going to shoot tennis balls out of a cannon at the far end of the building. And the ones that can bring the tennis ball to me, all right, gets a prize. This is a great way, adults, to get your little guys to sleep good at night. We're going to burn some sugar off. At the completion of Catch the Cannonball, we will do several firings. We will then walk you to the far end of the museum. And at that time, I'm going to be asking, as when you're in the building, I want silence. When we do Catch the Cannonball, I need silence. And when we go up further up to the next activity, I'll need dead silence. The dead silence will be for the bomb squad dog. For those of you new here this afternoon that didn't see it this morning, the bomb dog will be sniffing all around you, looking for explosive that we have planted. The dog has an extremely difficult task because he's surrounded by a museum full of trace explosive. It's not uncommon for the dog to stop cold right in front of me because you see what I got, okay? You'll smell any kind of explosives or ammunition. If any of you are packing, and you shouldn't be, or any of you's got an explosive, we will find you. But when the dog does its drill, I want total quiet. The dog will go right between you. They'll be sniffing you. Right? Let the dog sniff you. Do not pet the dog. I'll go over that again briefly with you when we get you inside for the bomb dog. But first up, let's do some cooking. Charlie, you ready to go?
I'm ready. I know.
Have your cameras ready. Let the fireball develop and get your shot. Unless you've got a real rapid fire camera, then you can just keep blasting away. Say goodbye to Fred. Come on, Charlie, cook them.
Poor old Fred.
When the flamethrower fires fuel only, that is called a misfire. Think about if Flammable Fred and his buddies still had their guns. They'd be shooting back and there'd be one scratch, one flamethrower operator.
That was from the flamethrower, Dad.
Right? Well, that's